Hello, hello, hello. I am your beloved Count Olaf.
Welcome back, Faith Watchers, to Faith Family and Fun Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our special feature today, which is titled A Series of Unfortunate Events. You can actually find this film streaming right now on YouTube for free. But first, let me tell y'all what this film is about. After 3 young siblings are left orphaned by a fire in their mansion, they are carted off to live with their distant relative, Count Olaf. Unfortunately, Olaf is a cruel, scheming man only after their inheritance. Now, Faith Watchers, while looking up this film, I was surprised to find that this film, it does have like a TV, it has been adapted into a television show as well. I have not watched the series, so I have no clue, like, whatever, if it's good or not, all that kind of stuff. But that was interesting to me. I was like, wow, a series? Well, do your thing. But anyways, here we meet these lovely, adorable siblings. Okay, we have Violet, the oldest, Claus, the middle guy, and baby Sonny, who have lost their parents, y'all. And as y'all can know, that can be, I can't even imagine how traumatic that can be, especially for young children as young as they are. But the main reason why I have to say I did enjoy the film. I watched it like some time ago, many years ago, and then I'm watching it now in my new era, new season of my life. And I have to say that I still enjoy it. And of course, putting on those faith glasses, looking through the eyes of faith here from that perspective, I am just like amazed at the perseverance and the kindness and the loveliness of these children. I mean, it is so easy, and people like to excuse stuff and feel, well, people like to give people a pass, especially as grown people in the world we're living in today. I find that society like to give people a pass if you have some type of trauma. Everybody's talking about trauma, mental health, and all of this kind of stuff today. And not to say diminish any of that or to say that it don't exist or whatever the case may be, but just to give people a pass and a right to be harsh, to treat people any kind of way, to walk around with your butt on your shoulders, and just to act a total fool nowadays just because you done been through something or somebody done you wrong. And not to say that that should be happening. No, we would love to live in a perfect world, an ideal world. For me, yes, it would be that nobody does nobody wrong, that people are loving, and you don't have to be on guard. You don't have to guard your heart. But of course, the scripture tells us all of these things because he know we're going to be walking in a world, we're going to be journeying through a world that is not perfect, that a lot of people are deceivers. There are a lot of wolves in sheep clothing, and it comes for everyone at any age, even as young as like children, as babies. Here are what we're dealing with in this film. And what I love about it so much is that we can understand the trauma, the tragedy that these kids can just be dealing with and gonna have to possibly grow up with, and how they can just dwell on these things. But to be in the midst of all of this, not even having a moment to grieve, to even process what has happened to you, how do you end up here, all of these type of different things, these kids are carted off to live with a distant relative who they know nothing about, they have never met, or any of these type of things. And you can imagine how scary that can be and how confusing it can be. And just not, and I know it was mentioned even throughout the film. Well, it was mentioned at some point in the film the little bit of anger that the kids could possibly carry, the fact that they felt like, why did their parents leave them like this? And there are certain things that happen to us in life that we won't have the answers to right now in these bodies, unfortunately. And I just love the way that the kids process this. They process it a whole lot better than we see adults, grown people nowadays doing. They didn't have time to dwell or throw themselves a pity party or any of those things that we would understand, and we would understand. We would feel like they have every right to. Number one, they're children. Number two, the things that has happened to them is absolutely horrible, and you would not wish this on anyone. So we can understand them being some kind of way, or to turn out to be very mean spirited or something like that. But they didn't have time to do that, and they made a decision that they were going to take care of each other, and they were going to live. They were going to live to see another day. It is so, and that's what I just took away from this film, y'all, that when life happens, when unfortunate events happen to you, you have to be willing to live to see another day in every capacity, because it's so easy to give up. It's so easy to take yourself out of here. And if you're not doing that, to just allow your spirit to just die and to be crushed and broken on the inside, where you just can't move on and you can't be any good for yourself or any good for anyone else. And so many people choose that route because of these different things that has happened to them. And although they are so unfortunate and nobody would want that or wish it on anyone, we have to say to ourselves, we have to make that decision. We have to be intentional and say, you know what? I gotta live. God will want me to live. That there's still something to live for. And that's what I felt throughout this entire film, with the perseverance. And so many times that Count Olaf here was trying to take these kids out for selfish purposes, for money. These kids were determined to live, and they did it. And you can tell that with the love that they shared between one another. And of course, I'm going to put God in there, because only every good and perfect gift is from him. We know that the enemy does not do anything good. So for these kids to just have that determination and persevere through all of these type of different things, even though they were crying out to adults who could have helped them get out of the situation, and no one would believe them, no one would listen to them, but they listened to each other, and they were just determined to live, to be there for each other, to love each other. And I so love that. That is one of the main things that I have taken from this film. I know a person can choose to harp on the despair and all of the terrible darkness that took place within this story, but I chose to look at it through, obviously, the eyes of faith, a different perspective, and shine that light on the goodness, on the light that is in the darkness, that shined through and just made these children just stand out in such a beautiful way. The way that they just ministered to us who are hopeful, who are just looking for just the good, you know what I'm saying? So I just really enjoyed this film. The actresses in this film obviously did an amazing job. Jim Carrey was totally, he made you just did not like his character for all the obvious reasons, but looking at him from an actor standpoint, he did an amazing job, played this role so beautifully. And I'm just like, wow, this is one of my favorite roles that he has, favorite movies that he has played in. I just think he just has that about himself, this expressiveness, this animation about him. And he's just he uses everything. He uses his voice, his body, everything to just project all the different things that we need to see in that particular character. And the children here did an awesome job. Very, very believable. You fall for them. You want to be there for them. You want to save them. You want to be the one that is like, I believe them, you know? So all of this was just amazing. And it was a different take when I think about like children's stories, because I guess a person probably would classify this as something like that, in a sense, almost like some kind of fairy tale or something, like a folklore or whatever. I don't know the word, y'all. But it does, it's like one of those things that teaches children some kind of lesson that would help them navigate life. I feel like this is probably meant for that, the way that it was just told, almost like almost like a parable to teach you something. I felt like they did a very good job to portray the light in the darkness in a way that it would be like, I cannot believe this has happened, but it's something that a child can process, where it's just not so like too dark, where it's just inappropriate or something like that. So I felt like they had the perfect balance, and they did it. They were like really on that line there, that perfect line that they stayed on, where it was appropriate and it was okay for children, for families here. So with that being said, once again, this film is titled A Series of Unfortunate Events. You can find it streaming right now for free on YouTube. And before we get out of here for this evening, y'all know we have to get in the word. So we'll be coming out of Psalms chapter 27 verse 11, and it reads, "Teach me your way, O Lord, and lead me in a smooth path because of my enemies." So that's all I have y'all for this video. Please remember to leave y'all thoughts, your prayers, your overall take in the comment section below, because I do read them and I do enjoy hearing from you all. And y'all know, for the ones who have been commenting, saying different things, y'all know I always get back with you all. And also I want to let y'all know, I hope and pray that you all have a beautiful weekend and you're able to check out some of the films that we have reviewed throughout the week. All that stuff. Stay hopeful, stay smiling, and know that you're the apple of God's eye. I will see you, Lord willing, on Monday. Until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.